Jesus. You're. I can't hear Pablo, but I see his thing lighting up. All right. Is everybody was everybody here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Present, senor.
All right. Chris should be here in a couple of seconds, but we just gonna get a little head start. So welcome to the DeadPixels podcast. As usual, here I got with me Mr. 8-Bit Ron,
Howdy.
Pablo the janitor,
A skirt.
and then Chris, aka Son of a Shepherd, who will be in here shortly.
Everyone. That was my impression of Chris right there.
He had one job.
So, it's been a while since we've done this podcast, like a long while. Last time we did it, I think was like in summer of last year. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
so it's been a minute. We trying to get back on it. This year I think is gonna be a pretty decent year for games. There's a lot of good games coming out, and then also, of course, we got the new generation of consoles coming out, and then I think it's always a pretty decent year for movies. Especially since we have the best movie of all time coming out this year, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Come out Friday too.
Oh yeah, it comes out this Friday.
For a second, I thought you were talking about Fast 9.
Fast 9 is on a different plane. Fast 9 is on a different plane.
It's on a different atmosphere, on a different ethereal level than
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Exactly. Nothing could ever compare to the pure beauty and art that
The
is
marvel
the Fast and
of the
Furious.
Fast and Furious franchise.
So we're gonna start off with shows and movies, and since it's been a while, I'll just start off by asking, what shows and movies have you guys been watching recently?
I'd have to think about. I haven't really kept up with anything recently, but I've been curious uh, as to what's been around for a while. Although I have watched this really unique anime called Interspecies Reviewers. I don't know if y'all heard of it or not.
Yeah, I've heard Tristan talk about it.
I
But you
think
can
so.
explain,
Yeah.
you can explain it for the viewers.
Alright, so the basic premise of Interspecies Reviewers is it takes place. It's in this fantasy setting, so it's like you got your mythical creatures, cyclopses, fairies, all that shit. But the whole thing is this elf and this human basically review these brothels that contain these different species of monsters. So like there's one for elves, fairies, cyclopses. It's crazy, dude. It was so. Oh my god, I don't know how to describe it. I'm not like a guy that watches ecchi stuff, so I didn't know what to expect. The most I could prepare myself for it was like maybe a titty or two popping here and there, but it's like it gets crazy. It gets crazy.
A titty or two.
I mean, that's what I expected, bro. Like I'm not too into ecchi stuff, but by episode 3, I'm just like, holy shit! I was so caught off guard.
I kind of want to watch that just because it seems so
And
outlandish.
I honestly think it's funny. Like people always say, "Oh, this anime is funny," like haha. But like, I genuinely think this is a really funny show.
All right, so
I will put my pride as a weeaboo on the line, and I will recommend everyone to watch Interspecies Reviewers.
all right. Right now, Chris, we're just talking about shows and movies we watched recently. I know you probably have a bunch because you always be watching stuff. You also cut out, by the way.
What we talk? How am I? How?
You're cutting out a lot.
Oh, hang on.
Personally, I haven't watched that many shows. Usually, whenever I go on Netflix or something, I just spend the whole time adding stuff to my watch list, and then I never watch anything. Like the other day, I
watched
probably
you.
spent about an hour adding stuff to my wish list, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go watch YouTube now. So
I watched You on Netflix because my girlfriend wanted me to watch it. It's about this guy that like he wants to find the perfect girl, but he stalks the ever living shit out of them just to find out everything, and it's like super creepy. And then like he even kills like his fucking spoilers, by the way, but I'm not going to spoil that much just in case.
right.
But like he kills the dude that's already sleeping with the girl he wants, and he keeps him like it's. I'm not gonna spoil how he does it, but like he thinks of everything, and especially how to like not get caught for it too. It's like 2 seasons, 10 episodes long. It's pretty fucking mind blowing, especially second season.
Sounds like a simp to me.
Yeah,
I actually added that show to my watch list the other day.
yeah, that's pretty
I kept
good.
seeing I kept seeing people talk about it on Twitter.
Yeah,
Same. I've been pretty curious to watch it.
Like the
Looks pretty
the season finales are like probably from like 1 to like 7 it gets like interesting, but like 8, 9, and 10 are like, oh shit, brother. Eh,
a while ago, like a long while ago. I'm only bringing this show up because it's about to get a new season at the end of this month, but it's also on Netflix. Altered Carbon is one of their original series. It's like a cyberpunk type show. It's pretty fucking good. I recommend it.
Nice.
Especially since, like I said, new season coming out. I think the 27th of this month. So I'd recommend it. It got me even more hyped for Cyberpunk 2077 watching that show. So
no, not the delay though.
delay, son.
Not the
All these
D's.
games in fear of Animal Crossing, trampling all over them.
What about
Yeah,
you?
Don't Animal
Killer
Crossing come
jerseys.
out this month? Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, let's push that one back. Yeah.
So, oh, we don't want to fuck with the talking dog. All right, we don't want to anger it.
The Beast.
Even a game that was supposed to come out like fucking 20 years ago, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's like, oh no, we're not fucking with Animal Crossing. We'll push this back another month.
That reminds me.
The fruit's
actually-
not ripe yet, Captain.
That reminds me. I can add something to my notes about Animal Crossing that happened. I forgot. All right. What about you, Chris? You got any shows or movies?
Let's see. I did see Cats.
Oh no.
Why don't you
Well,
tell us
how's
about
the
your
experience?
experience at Cats, Chris?
Man, so I've told people this many times. You guys know when you have like a really bad fever, and then you
Yeah.
take the medicine, and then you have like that really bad fever dream,
Yeah.
like the sweaty feet. That's Cats. That like I know you guys don't care about spoilers for Cats, do you?
Nah, not at all.
I don't know, bro.
So-
I've been thinking about watching it recently.
You
Yeah,
really
I bet.
should. It's an experience. It's truly
but
an
go
experience.
Ahead. Go ahead.
But like most of the movie is introductions of characters. Like they'll introduce a character, they'll have a song, they'll like maybe have 5 minutes of just talking, and then another song will start, like another 10-minute song introducing somebody.
Jesus.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I feel like
Like-
that's not an
like, when I
over
tell you half the-
exaggeration either.
When I tell you 85% of the movie is singing, believe.
Well, it did start on Broadway though, so it kind of makes
Good
sense.
lord.
But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
That
like
can't be
I
like-
knew previously it was a musical, so it's
You
like I
can't-
kind of expected that.
yeah, you don't need to have it like 85% of your movie though. Like, Jesus Christ.
And there's like a lot of like bad, like really bad editing in it. Like I'm assuming you've all seen like It, like the
Yeah.
first movie.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember that scene where he's dancing, but his body's moving, but his head is like
It's
not moving at all?
in
It's a lot
place?
of that in this. Yeah, it's a
Oh
lot
my
of that
God.
in this movie. It's a lot. It's like it'll be a scene where a character's body is like you could tell they wanted it to lean, but the head doesn't move when it leans.
That's funny. Yeah, I heard the editing in that movie was
Good
pretty
lord.
bad.
It's still an experience though. I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray.
Of course you are.
I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray.
God.
Let's see what else. I know me and Alex watched this Primal, which is really good.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Primal. That's pretty good.
Uh,
Isn't that getting like more stuff?
So far no, but he's not like he said second season like this definitely might be in the works, but he's not promising anything.
All right.
I think he likes having the option of like if he comes out and says yeah it's over, people are like, well you promised another season. He could be like no I didn't.
Right.
I said I had an idea for it,
That makes sense.
but no, if you like Samurai Jack and stuff like that, you'll like this one.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's really short too, so
That's the Gendy Tarkovsky show, ain't it?
yeah.
Yes sir.
What's it about?
Oh, it's basically just like prehistoric. Imagine a rated R Flintstones, and it's like a really gory Flintstones.
Pretty much, that's a good way to explain.
So that was good.
I see.
It's basically just about a guy and his dinosaur.
Yep. Speaking of Netflix, Love, Death, and Love, Sex, and Robots? Yeah, that's a good show.
It's like Love, Death, and Robots. Yeah.
That's a really good show.
That's supposed to be getting another, I guess you could call it season. They call it volume. That's supposed to be
Yeah, it's getting another one
for a while though. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but
probably not for a while. Especially how they be animating it.
yeah.
Probably gotta get different studios to do each episode.
I actually watched through that show. I don't remember when, but it was sometime last year. And I don't know. Like aside from the different animation styles and well, yeah, just the unique animation for each episode. There wasn't really anything about it that kind of drew me toward it.
Yeah. If anything, watching them just made me want some of them as actual shows. But
yeah,
it'll never happen.
definitely.
Like the robot show, I was like, man.
Yeah, the robots
like
where they're
this.
trying to
I
rob
like
the
this
train. That could have definitely been a show.
I remember watching it and being like, "There's a lot of dick in this show."
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to see some dicks and some tits, there's a lot of it in Love, Death, and Robots.
Actually, fun fact: the one where the Asian girl is running from that dude.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that one? That's actually the lead animator on Spider-Verse. He made that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he made that one.
Makes
I
sense
could see it.
from the from the art style. All right, well, I think that's it for that. Next, if anybody even cares or watched it or knows anything about it, the Oscars recently happened. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on it. I haven't watched it. All I know is, I think Joker won something. That's about it. I know Infinity War
performance.
Yeah, Joaquin got one.
Okay, Joaquin got one. Okay, I know Infinity War didn't win anything.
Which is surprising.
I'm actually not surprised by that because, like, you see, because I feel like all these Oscar nominations, I'm barring the animation category because I feel like they don't take that shit seriously. Endgame felt like it's like
I did call it Infinity War, didn't I? Yeah, I meant
yeah.
Endgame, like I remember
it's the same movie.
Yeah, it's like comic book movie that's like it wasn't really a complete movie. It was just the ending to the 10 years of build up.
At the same time though, I feel like what it represented, it should have gotten at least something, just because of how big it was.
If anything, it should have got like best like visual effects because they like Thanos looked. Yeah. Like if you look at some of the videos of how they made Thanos, like they made this man like hair, like a hairline and like follicles and sweat glands and everything. They literally did. Like he's bald, but if you look, he has a hairline. But I know with the Oscars again, Joaquin won. They had like this weird cat. Yeah, they had like this weird cats thing on there. I just remember.
Oh, bro, they really tried to make cats a thing.
Yeah, they made like a cats reference. I got mad because Toy Story 4. Even though Toy Story 4 is a really good animated movie, it won. I mean, it won best animated film.
Right.
But Klaus, it's a Christmas movie on Netflix called Klaus, which is really good. But I'm mad that didn't win Best Picture. But it's Pixar, they gonna win They gonna win. They give you a pile of shit and they gonna win.
I know that Parasite movie won.
Not saying Toy Story 4 is a pile of shit.
And people were pretty upset about that.
Yeah. I do want to see the movie Parasite though. I saw a lot of people talking about that. I do want to see that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it won.
Yeah.
I think
It won 2 awards.
1917 won something,
I think it won one
Yeah.
thing.
Best picture. I think that's what I got.
which I still haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Damn.
The highlight of the Oscars was the director for Parasite. I think he won 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yes, and he he made him
He
like,
made him-
kiss.
He's like, now kiss.
Kiss. No kiss.
2 niggas kissing in real life.
At the Oscars.
2 niggas kissing at the Oscars.
The announcer,
Hell.
come on, man.
All right, well, that's enough of the Oscars talk. The Oscars is a sham. Everybody knows it. You literally have to pay
It's
to get
rigged.
your movie even slightly recognized. But that's a
I was about to say.
discussion for another day. Mandalorian ended.
Oscars text you. Stay right there.
Mandalorian ended. Last year? At the end of last year or something? Or was it this year?
Mandalorian. It was this year.
Oh, it ended this year then. I haven't watched it yet still.
Oh, wait.
Me neither.
When did Disney Plus come out? Because that's the day it dropped.
November.
November?
Okay, never mind. It was last year. Never mind.
So it ended last year. It's getting another season this fall, which is pretty fast.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys have watched it. I know Chris has watched it.
Hmm
Do you guys have any thoughts on it or anything?
It was good.
Spoiler-free.
Couple of filler, like it was like 2 filler episodes. Which for like 6 episodes, should you really have a filler episode? Like
True.
2 of them. Two
That's the-
filler episodes
That's
for
the point
6.
of
Come
doing
on
shit
now.
like that is so that you don't have to put fillers in.
Each
Yeah, so
episodes are like
it-
an hour long as well, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, they're like
40
they're
minutes.
damn near a movie.
Yeesh.
So like there was one episode that was just they literally were just trying to get out of. They were literally trying to get out like this they were trying to break out this like random person, and he goes back to help this one guy from his past, and a bunch of his crew are like, "Oh, help us break this guy out," and it just turns out to be a trick. And next episode's like, "Oh, back to the story." I'm like, "All right, what was the point of that?"
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but
Baby
I
Yoda
want
gets
to.
punched in the schnoz, so that was He's punched.
I see that clip going around.
When he got punched, I was literally like, "Damn!"
He got his shit rocked.
He really did.
He
That
did.
shit
The
was
man
funny.
got pounded.
You
all you see
got
is-
to see that man got pounded.
That's how I'm trying to be toward Baby Nut.
Baby
that video
nut.
of
Baby nut.
that video of
Baby nut.
Fat Boy dropping the watermelon, but it's the baby nut.
So, if Baby Nut dies, is that a busted Baby Nut?
Oh,
They call
no.
that shit baby nut.
Baby
bro.
Nut. There's nobody in the. Nobody at the. What was it, Mr. Peanut?
Yeah.
Nah,
Just
they
reading.
knew.
Just
They knew. They knew. They knew about baby nut.
the intern
And they
raised
was okay with it.
we'll call him Baby Nut, the intern. Sir, you know what y'all know what Baby Nut means? Shut the fuck up, James. Oh, okay.
You're here to bring my coffee. That's it.
Nothing
I'd
more.
pay you to
You got
stink.
You got my coffee. You got my Baby Nut coffee. Okay, that's we're not gonna call it Baby Nut coffee, but here you go.
All right. Well, moving on. First, we're gonna watch this little trailer. It's only 30 seconds long. It's the Super Bowl TV spot for the Marvel shows. I'm just gonna play it in case anybody hasn't seen it, and then
Yes,
we'll talk
sir.
about the shows. So, play this joint. That bass.
It's time. Wanda, welcome home.
How's everybody doing today? Actually,
Just realized I didn't actually put it on the screen.
Oh.
Professional podcast, by the way.
Good paid on the hour.
Let's try that again.
It's time. Wanda, welcome home.
Vision residents.
I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
Wow. So that was that.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
At first I was iffy on the shows. I wasn't sure if I
Yeah.
was gonna watch all of them, but after the TV spot, I was more on board.
Same.
Especially with WandaVision with me.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, WandaVision looks
That
like really
one.
good.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It looks like they're all gonna be really good. I mean, of course they're gonna be high quality. It's Disney. They've got endless pools
Yeah.
of money to throw
That
away.
I was actually worried about that, considering that these were quote unquote TV shows.
Yeah,
They were
Yeah.
probably just gonna not put too much effort into the production, but this looks
yeah,
to be on the same level as the movies, and I'm glad to be proven wrong.
yeah. That was exactly
Yeah.
what I thought as well until we saw the TV spot.
I was worried until I saw like the Mandalorian, which like if that's the amount of like effort they're putting, if they put the same amount of like money and CGI they did in Mandalorian, these shows will be fine.
Yeah. All these shows are supposed to come out this year, right? That
Yeah,
I believe so.
I
yeah.
believe
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
I think Bucky and Winter Soldier comes out first. Then it's WandaVision, and I think Loki's finishing wrapping up.
All right. So my question to you
Which-
guys is: do you think these shows are gonna have multiple seasons, or you think they're all gonna just be one and dones?
You know what? In a perfect world, I'd like them to have multiple seasons, but since they've came out and basically said, "Oh, these are just going to lead to movies," I think it'd be best just to have one season. Like, if they end off cliffhangers, it's going to be like, "Oh, well, they'll just resolve that in the movie somewhere." But I don't know. I feel like I would like how it is with Watchmen. Just do one season.
Right.
It's fine. On the downside, though, well, I was going to say with these having one season, well, people just watch these and unsubscribe. But you gotta remember, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, all those other characters are coming. So it's like,
Yeah, I mean the
you know,
joke for
plus that,
the joke when this TV spot came out was people being like, "Oh, I guess I got to keep my Disney shit now." After Mandalorian, I was gonna get rid of it, but then they did this.
I was smart about it. I'm saving up my Disney Plus free trial for when these shows drop.
He been gonna wait until
That's a
every
smart
show
man.
out,
Yeah.
watch them
Yes,
all in
sir.
7 days.
Yes, sir.
smart man. Wait a minute, that's what I should have
I'm
done.
about to watch The Mandalorian, WandaVision, Loki.
God's plan.
Hey, homie, have you been sleeping? No, I gotta get this free trial in.
I gotta watch all these shows. I only got 3 days left.
But you know me, I watched the things that I immediately went to like research it. So with WandaVision, did you see those like two like baby carriages?
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's one of them's Wicked, which has Wanda and Vision's powers combined, and then the other one is Speed, which obviously he has Quicksilver's powers. So that's their kids. And then the one that was really interesting was with Loki, the TVA. He's actually in a multi-dimension time prison.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
he's in a prison in between dimensions. So I find that really cool.
So it looks like Loki show is gonna be a prison break show then.
Yeah.
That'll
kinda
be interesting to see
interesting
how
how-
it goes from like how he escaped in Endgame when they did that whole time shit,
Yeah.
and how it led up to him, I guess, being in that position.
I was gonna say the interesting thing about all these Marvel shows is like it seems like they're like coming up with like genres or shit and then incorporating the Marvel show into it. Like WandaVision is a sitcom basically. It looks like
Mhm.
Loki's gonna
Yep.
be a prison break show. Falcon and Winter Soldier is probably a spy thing, so
Yeah, the little buddy cop.
yeah,
Type
like
thing.
yeah, buddy cop, not spy, buddy
They
cop.
Zemo was the dude from Civil War, right?
Yeah, Zemo. Was
Yeah,
from Civil War.
Zemo.
Was he in this trailer?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, that was.
Okay,
He's the
okay.
He
main
pointed the
villain.
gun at.
It's been a while, so it's like.
Yeah.
and
It's sorry, Zemo. Hopefully this reconciles it, but Zemo was kind of a forgettable villain.
Yeah,
Which
Definitely.
most Marvel villains
Yeah.
are. I hate to say it, but most are.
true.
If they're not Thanos or like fucking
Killmonger.
yeah,
Yeah.
Killmonger too.
Like literally the only Marvel villains I actually like will remember is like, of course, Thanos, Killmonger, because people wouldn't shut up about him, and Ultron. I wish we saw more of Ultron. I like Ultron.
True. Which
But,
which one of these 3 shows are you guys most excited for?
Honestly, I thought it was Winter Soldier, but I'm thinking WandaVision. Honestly, I just want to see how it connects to Doctor Strange.
Yeah, me too.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I forgot WandaVision is gonna connect to Doctor Strange. For me, it was Winter Soldier at first, but now
Yeah.
I'm kind of more interested in Loki, since it's about to be like a prison break show, we're probably gonna see a lot of cool shit since he's about to be in like an interdimensional prison. There might be a lot of Easter eggs and shit in that show.
Those cameos about
Like-
to go crazy.
Yeah, them cameos
Exactly.
about to go on.
I'm trying to-
interdimensional stuff.
You know they're going through
trying
the
to
Marvel
see.
catalog right now, looking like who can we put in? Who can we put in?
I'm trying to see him pair up with Howard the Duck, like on some Groot and
Oh, wait a
Rocket
minute.
That would be
vibes.
fucking hilarious if they do that shit. Because we already know Howard Duck's already in the MCU. We've seen him like
Yeah.
what 3 times?
He was
Wasn't
in the final battle in
confirmed to be-
Endgame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was in the
was.
final
Wasn't he
battle.
confirmed to be one of the like dudes affected by the snap?
I think
Was
I think he faded away.
That's funny.
Oof.
No, not Howard.
Just smoking one last cigar as he's dusted.
Howard Duck.
Doesn't even get to finish it. He just takes
Yeah.
like
That's
2
how
puffs
it's
and
fading
he's
away. Oh, son of a bitch.
And the cigar falls on his pile of dust.
You
Man,
think he finished
I
that
really-
cigar when he came back?
I would hope
That
so.
cigar was probably. He just sees it's just moldy. Yeah, fuck it.
Ew,
Lights it back
5
up.
years.
Spicy.
Sure.
Howard, wanna fight? Yeah.
You wanna fight?
He
Just fucking
gets
what's his
past
name?
World Seas-
Wong.
Yeah.
You wanna
Duck.
fight?
Yeah, man. Howard gets through the portal, sees Thanos in the army. Oh no, he backs up, but the portal's already closed.
Fuck, go back.
I thought you meant a nice
Oh,
little
shit.
1v1. What's this? This is war.
Wait, I'm just a duck.
Sign up for this?
Y'all acting totally different.
Alright, well, I
Man,
think that's it. Alright, go ahead.
I'm surprised they haven't done anything with Howard yet. Like, I could see them doing a Howard the Duck show on Disney Plus. Might as well, right?
Hey, bro, it might be like what
Yeah.
8-Bit said. He might be in that Loki movie.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing I'm really interested in seeing in Winter Soldier is how, like how they took the shield away from Sam. Cause and it was in set photos. Like the person who has the shield now, that's not Sam or Bucky.
So
That's like a
Mm.
government-made
No.
Captain America.
Oh, government made
wow.
Captain America. Okay,
Yeah, like that's all totally different Captain America.
that's gonna be interesting to see then.
Right.
Yes, yes.
I wonder if Cap will make any appearances in the show.
How
Also,
crazy would it
like-
be if the show just started off with his funeral?
I can see that happening. I can see that
Whoa.
happening.
Like that's
I
just the first episode. It's just his
Catch
funeral.
everyone off guard.
I could definitely see it
Yay!
happening.
Wait a minute.
I honestly don't see him in the show at all. If anything, like maybe a very brief appearance in like the first episode.
Right.
Because I feel
Oh,
like
I mean-
they're pretty adamant in like I guess closing that book on Steve.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like eventually Chris Evans will come back, especially if they do like the whole Secret War type thing. Like I wonder
Yeah.
if any of these, because I know Mark Ruffalo, he's already said, "Oh yeah, I'll be back as Hulk. There's no worry."
I gotta get paid somehow.
I'm not. I'm honestly. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not trying to see Hulk if he's gonna be Professor Hulk. I'm just honest.
God, I forgot they did that to him.
I just want Hulk to do
But you-
stuff.
Yeah, he's obviously gonna show up in that She-Hulk show. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I wonder how
Yeah.
that's gonna work. Since we haven't even
Mhm.
seen a Planet of Hulks or anything yet. I wonder how she's gonna get Hulk powers.
Well, in the comics, she's a lawyer, so she does this case on a bunch of drug dealers, and they like catch her outside and like blow her away.
Damn.
So Hulk uses like a blood transfusion, and it heals her, but of course gives her Hulk powers. So that's how she does it. I guess he gives her just enough to where she can control her Hulk powers. I don't know. It's weird. It's
Interesting.
weird.
So if that's how
I
she gets
just-
her powers, then Hulk has to be in the show.
Right.
Yeah. But then there's Miss Marvel, which I don't know. I have a couple Miss Marvel comics, but I don't know too much about her.
Yeah, neither do
I know she's a what is it? Inhuman. So maybe that'll lead to Inhumans, which it recently came out. Vin Diesel is still very much up to play Black Bolt. So
He trying to play two characters? I mean, I guess he could, because all he says is "I am Groot" and walks on stilts.
Yeah. If they do let that man be Black Bolt, I need him and Groot to have a scene together. Just one. But the big Marvel news: Sam Raimi is in the MCU now.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I didn't even write that down. I forgot about that. Yeah, Sam, isn't he doing Doctor Strange now?
Doctor Strange.
I am very excited about that. When the news hit that, I believe I forgot the first director's name.
Yeah, so did I. Can't remember it.
Mm-hmm. It made me kind of worried about how they might kind of pull back on, I guess, the horror they were gonna try to implement in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
But Sam Raimi's track record, Evil Dead, like, come on.
Right.
Yeah.
I could see some crazy shit happening in that movie now.
Yeah,
definitely.
The
Especially
horror
because they got
aspect is the thing I'm most interested about in Doctor Strange.
They got Doctor Voodoo, I guess, is gonna be in it, which that's really cool. He's basically like a shaman, but has Doctor Strange's powers. So that's gonna be really cool. But I was sad when they fired him, because if you watch like a Comic-Con panel, you can clearly tell that the guy wants to do like a scary Marvel movie, and Kevin Feige is just looking at him like, no, no, we're not doing that.
You could put some horror in it, but it's not gonna be a horror movie.
With
I'm trying to
the
see.
children.
Dude said what?
My man said, I'm trying to see Doctor Strange's body get turned inside out. Leave, man.
That's funny.
But Multiverse of Madness, that's my most hyped Marvel movie, just because
Yeah,
Multiverse of Madness, like, this could be like the beginning of like the next saga type thing.
Yeah, we could probably see our next. That's another thing I'm wondering is when we're gonna see the big villain. Which one of these movies is gonna have the first big villain tease, and who is it?
I'm assuming Doctor Strange.
That's a couple movies down though. That's like what, 3 or 4 movies away.
Yeah. Out of all
It's
the
like,
movies announced, I can't really picture one where they would like at the very least hint toward, I guess, the big bad.
Oh, Eternals
Maybe,
comes out this year though.
Yeah, I was gonna
does
say
it?
like Eternals.
Eternal comes out in November, yeah. So maybe they'll
okay.
do it there.
Yeah, it'll probably be.
It's just
there,
Black Widow. They do it at the end of Black Widow. They just show like Kane the Conqueror coming down.
I would honestly consider Black Widow a filler movie.
Yeah, it definitely is a
Oh,
filler.
it definitely
movie.
is.
It'll
You know
have
what's
its
gonna be
after
sad?
credits and stuff, but it's definitely a filler.
Yeah. God, they did what's his name? Taskmaster so dirty.
They really did. I hate
Taskmaster.
his design. Like, it's not a bad design at all, but it's not a good design for Taskmaster.
Taskmaster. He looks like he's going paintballing.
When I first saw it, I thought it was Hawkeye when I first saw it.
Like, all they had to do was give that man a skull head. That's all they had to do.
Right.
And then,
But it can't be too scary for the children.
with all his body armor and shit, they could have done whatever they wanted as long as he had a skull head. It's Taskmaster's one defining quality, skull head, and they didn't
It's
do
the skull head. All y'all literally had to do was play a level in Spider-Man PS4 and be like,
For real.
oh yeah, hey Kevin.
Literally just Google Taskmaster.
Is there even like any hint or any semblance of a skull anywhere on his design? I feel like there's at least something on the shield.
I don't know.
It's the T on the shield. Like it's his shield,
Let
but
me
it's just
see.
a T.
That's so lame.
I'm
So
looking up
basic.
images of him. Oh yeah, he does have a shield.
Looks like a Power Ranger.
Nah, it doesn't look like it.
He's gonna turn to a Tyrannosaurus.
I'm looking at this image now. The bottom of his mask is kind of skull shaped, but
But just make it fully skull shaped. Like, come on now.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to reference the comics. You own the just take from the comics, man.
Now wasn't
You own them.
now wasn't one of the dudes in, I think it was Ultron, like at the beginning of Ultron, that guy that got blown away, wasn't he?
He was
Wasn't he speculated
Crossbones.
to be? Oh, Crossbone. Okay, never mind.
No, he speculated to come back somehow. I'm pretty sure that man got blown to bits, but he's speculated to come back.
All right. Well,
But
I think that's it for movies and shows.
real quick, which I'm hoping this isn't true. You know how Robert Downey Jr. is supposed to be in this movie?
Is he? I did not know
in
that.
Black Widow.
I didn't either.
Yeah, Tony's supposed to be in this. Like, he's on the cast list at least.
I didn't know that.
That's weird.
I am hoping it's not an after credit, but it probably will be.
I can see
Because
it.
if it's an after credit, what are you teasing? We already know what happens after.
Maybe he's an AI. Maybe he made himself an AI and she finds it.
Oh, brother.
He has done that.
Yeah, he's done that in the comics. Turned himself into the AI.
Damn,
Mhm.
he really don't want to die.
Like in the comments, the second that man's body dies, his brain is just transferred to the AI.
Yeah. Which would make
I feel like
sense.
that's a I feel like that's a alternate dimension type thing, though.
No, things are gonna get weird with time travel and shit when it comes to Black Widow.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on to games. We'll start with games the same way we did with movies. What games have you guys been playing recently?
Fallen Order. Just trying to grind through that. It's pissing me off.
All I've been playing
Like every
is
time,
Smash and Modern Warfare, so.
Yeah, I played those too, and I might have been playing some 2K. I'm ashamed just because I have some friends who play with it now. But like, I've been playing games that've been out for like years already. Like, I bought fucking Persona 5 at fucking GameStop for like $20, and I was checking that shit out.
That's a deal right there. That's
Yeah.
a steal.
It is. Yeah.
That's a bargain.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting your money's worth, man.
Yes, sir.
What about you, 8-Bit?
I'm trying to rack my brain thinking about games that have come out recently that I've actually bought, but nothing's really coming to mind. Although, aside from that, I have been playing through Dragon Quest XI, and it's a really fun RPG. I want to say this is like the start of me giving more RPGs a chance. Like even before Persona 5, like there was Octopath, and I've yet to finish that.
You still haven't
And I feel like
Octopath?
where did I stop?
I said you still haven't finished it.
No, I haven't. I think I'm on somebody's chapter 3, but I don't remember whose. But it's like after trying that, then Persona 5, I love that shit. And funny thing is, I was all about clowning Hero when he was announced for Smash. But then, that damn Nintendo advertising worked its magic on me, and I bought the game. Yeah, well, I will say it does kind of start slowly, but I feel like you'll get a good impression of the game if you download that demo, and by the end of it, you'll probably have an answer as to if you want to keep going with it and buy it, or if you just want to drop it.
Isn't that like 10 hours of like
Yes,
gameplay
sir.
you get? Yeah.
First 10 hours of the game.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So if that doesn't give you like an idea of what the game's gonna be like, then I don't know what is. That's about it.
Yeah, like I said. Oh, I've besides Modern Warfare and Smash, I've been playing a little bit of City Folk. To get
Nice.
ready for Animal Crossing. That game's pretty fun. But
Animal Crossing.
Is this your first Animal Crossing fleet?
Yeah, well, I played New Leaf for like about a week, and then I got a speeding ticket, so I sold my deal so I could pay for the speeding ticket.
Damn, your town is just an anarchy now, just on fire.
Yeah,
wondering where the mayor went.
They'll never see me again. That's crazy. Oh yeah, I forgot about that new COD update. I've yet to play it, but it looks like they're adding Battle Royale, which
really?
I'm kind of interested
Ghost as a fucking character too,
Yeah.
and Rust is a new map on there,
Yep.
which people have been asking for like years from the
Rust is
remake.
finally back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. Okay,
That's so crazy. Like
Yeah.
you can be like 1v1 me on Rust in
Yeah,
Modern
you
Warfare,
can
and then
1v1
people
on
are gonna
Rust,
be
yeah.
like, what? Are you talking about this one, or are you talking about Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah.
God.
So today, Jeff Keighley came out and said he's not going to be participating in E3 in any way. which he's been doing it for, I think, apparently 25 years. So my question to you guys is, obviously we've seen a lot of cases of E3 like slowly dying. One of the main things being PlayStation.
Especially with
going
Sony pulling out again.
Yeah, twice in a row they pulled out.
Is this the first year or second year Xbox is doing their little?
This is their second time doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I don't know what they're doing.
So you guys think E3 is gonna be dying anytime soon, or you think it's gonna be a slow death?
I don't know, cause did Nintendo pull out?
Nah.
No.
Well, yeah, nah. Everybody else is
Okay,
still
I
there
mean-
except Sony. Sony hasn't been there twice in a row.
So the thing is, I can see if everyone was pulling out like year after year, like Nintendo's not coming this year, or
Oh yeah,
Microsoft's not coming this year.
EA wasn't there last year either, technically.
Ah,
I don't know what they're doing this
But,
year, but
I don't think. I feel like because E3 is such a big event, they might not die. But if companies keep pulling out, then they ain't gonna have nothing to show. Like honestly, E3 last year was not good.
I hope Square Enix doesn't do
It was
one.
not good.
That was just a bunch of shit
Oh
we
my
saw
God.
at like other conferences. So I really hope we don't see shit from Square Enix this year.
yeah, every
Like,
time
it was a
Square
lot
Enix
of-
has a fucking thing, they just half of their show is showing trailers other companies have already showed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that was half the E3, just things we already knew. Like the only thing I truly enjoyed about E3 was Wolf Among Us 2.
Mhm.
And they didn't even show anything. And Avengers wasn't last year, was it?
Yeah,
It was the
no,
year
it
before
was.
that, right?
I think
I believe
Avengers
that
was
was-
last year. They showed
Yeah.
they showed
Was
Avengers
Avengers
gameplay
okay.
last year.
Well, that Avengers gameplay and Wolf Among Us, but
We also
and then
got
they showed Last of Us for like the 5th time.
Banjo and Smash and Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it was a pretty mid E3.
Yeah. I feel like if companies at the very least show up to the show floor, then E3 is still going to be alive and kicking. But the enthusiasm is like waning.
Yeah.
Like
It's not how it was a couple years ago. Yeah.
right.
All right. So
They just need to make good games.
moving on
I
from
need some
that.
games.
Moving on from that, which is pretty close to E3. Talking about PlayStation's game plan. What are they doing? What do you guys think their game plan is right now? Do you think they're doing all this waiting just to see what Xbox does, or what do you guys think they're planning?
Probably since they're probably gonna show shit about their new console at E3.
Had they revealed a date?
All
For
we
their
know is
PS5
holiday. No.
Yeah,
real
just
world.
holiday.
Yeah, all we know is it's coming out this year. As far as the PlayStation goes, there's like little tidbits of information about the console, but nothing
Hardcore.
officially from like Sony themselves saying this is what's in it, this is that. It's mostly just interviews from people working on it saying, yeah, it'll have this, that. So nothing 100% concrete. Xbox has shown their console already. I'm pretty sure we know everything that's in the console. I think the only thing we don't know about the Xbox console is a surefire date and price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the game, or the exclusives.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we
they
know
showed the
Halo's
trailer
coming.
at the Game Awards
Yeah, we know Halo's
for-
coming as a launch title.
and Hellblade 2, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Apparently, the Xbox One or the next Xbox
Oh.
isn't gonna have that many launch titles though. So
No.
I don't know how.
I'm
that's gonna
definitely
shake
not
for
getting the
them.
first model.
I'm
I
just
wouldn't
curious
either.
how much these consoles are gonna cost. I think around
Right. I
mean, if they're-
500 to 600.
Yeah, anything above 500, it just seems like
I'm gonna say, like-
you're not gonna make your money back.
I'm preparing for 500.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, since this thing's damn near look like a PC, I'm gonna say 600. Close
Yeah,
to it.
I can see 500 to 600.
They're pulling a PS3. The PS3 was years too early with that price tag.
And it really was. I don't know what they were smoking on when they. That shit was crazy. Big ass bulky PS3 for $600. How much space did it have?
Okay.
Like 256 gigs or something.
I
never get
think. I don't know.
I never did get the PS3. That's like the one thing I
Yeah.
skipped. Is PS3.
I never got the fat PS3. I got the slim.
Right. I feel like they probably tried justifying that price with all that backwards compatibility they had going on.
Yeah.
Like I believe the
That-
first model was able to play PS1 and PS2 games.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, those first models go fucking expensive online now because of that. If you want to get one now,
Apparently, the
Yeah.
PS5 will be backwards compatible with everything. So
yeah, so will Xbox.
yeah, Xbox has already been on that train though with the Xbox One.
True.
I hope I hope the PS5 is backwards compatible. I got a lot of PlayStation 2 games sitting here that ain't been touched in years.
Bro, I just bought Here
Same.
Comes the Pain at a
I'm
fucking
kind
video store.
I'm kind of sick of using my third-party $15 PS3 controller anytime I want to play something on that machine. Like, I'd rather I'd rather use a updated, responsive controller. You know.
Right.
For real.
Where my GameCube 2 at?
The GameCube 2.
GameCube 2. You're not getting no GameCube 2.
Man, but they've been really tight-lipped on this PS5 news.
Yeah,
Like-
they're being weird.
Hmm.
Like I said, I think
I'm
they're
surprised
just
they didn't
waiting.
announce it.
I think they're just
Yeah,
waiting.
I'm surprised
on
they didn't show it
Xbox.
as soon as they showed the Xbox.
Yeah, I don't know. The PlayStation's probably got some kind of plan. I mean, they probably
One out
want
of
to stay
controller
on
about to
top.
look.
I would say they would show off more details about it and like their state of plays, but I'm gonna be honest, those state of plays are
Yeah, the state
boring
of plays
as shit.
The state of plays are
They-
ass.
They don't reveal anything worthwhile on there.
The only good state of play was the one where they gave me a Dreams release date, and that was the only good thing in the entire state of play was a release date. Like the state of plays are pretty ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they got a good format, straight to the information, but they never show
Mhm.
anything worthwhile in them. And that could be because it's the end of a console life. But at that point, just
Right.
don't do it. Just tweet out the
Yeah, the last time they
information.
showed just like what VR games, right?
Yeah, it's always a lot of VR games in them fucking state of plays.
Nobody want no VR games except for the people who bought VRs. I know they're happy. Thank God.
I bet people that buy VR sets are just hoping there's like a good game release and not just tech demos, or else they're gonna feel stupid as shit that they wasted money on a VR set.
Yeah.
I would not buy a console specific VR headset.
Me
Like, you're gonna
neither.
buy a VR headset, buy one for PC so you can
Right.
actually get use
Mhm.
out of it instead of waiting for games to
Something like
release
the
on your
Oculus
console.
or Vive.
Yeah. Alright, but there's still no Nintendo Direct as of today.
I'm starving.
So my question to you
Boy,
guys
eat.
is what is Nintendo planning? Do you guys think they're just like not ready to show anything, or they don't have anything to show besides the games we don't know? What do you guys think's going on?
Oh man.
Because
I
Animal
really
Crossing
think they
comes
always
out
have
in
anything.
Animal Crossing comes out in what, like 3 weeks?
March
4
20th.
weeks.
That is.
Let's see. Yeah, that's about 4 weeks,
Mhm.
and we still don't know too much about it. And Nintendo likes to tell us about their games recently, like everything about their
Mhm.
games. So
You know they're coming out with in the summer right now is the Pokemon DLC.
yeah.
Right.
So, what do you guys think they're up to?
I
I'm
honestly
trying to
think.
figure out who these next Smash DLC is about to
I'm
be.
saying. I'm saying. But I honestly think Nintendo don't know what they're doing most of the time. You know,
True.
they either hit it out of the ballpark or they just straight
With it,
miss. Like, oh my god, not
I feel
even
sorry for Nintendo. They can't win for losing.
right. Like not even a general direct, just kind of giving us an idea of what to look forward to this year.
yeah.
In terms of like an Animal Crossing specific direct, I can see them waiting maybe 2 weeks before the game comes out to reveal more information about it.
Yeah,
But-
probably have the people
Yeah.
to buy it.
I don't know. Like they're not telling us anything, so I don't know.
The shit that makes it more interesting about them not telling us anything is all the rumors that keep flying around about, like, you know, a new Paper Mario, a new Metroid
Yeah.
5, like all these rumors and all these trademarks they're doing. Like, it makes it seem like they've got a lot of shit in the bag, but they haven't told us anything.
Where's the rumor about fixing the goddamn online service?
I ain't never
That shit
had.
never
The
get
what?
fixed. I'm waiting for these rumors
What?
about
Pardon?
get some fucking N64 and GameCube games on the fucking
Yeah.
Facts.
Man, I'm trying to play Vex on the Switch.
They're scraping the bottom of the barrel with these NES and SNES titles.
You mean you're not trying to play the other SNES sports game that they're adding to the collection, please?
Not at all.
I need some Virtual Boy on there.
So crazy. They're adding these filler games when there's still stuff like Earthbound, yeah, and Castlevania 4.
Is
And
Super Mario RPG on there yet?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
But I feel like they're doing that because they don't want to immediately freaking, what's the word I'm looking for? Just negate the mini SNES that they released, because that has a pretty good library of games.
True.
So it's like if they just immediately put all those games onto the online servers, it'll just make that shit obsolete. And make everyone that bought it feel like an idiot and like make them realize they wasted their money on such a novelty item.
Yeah, I guess so. But when I bought it for the novelty. I've like played on it probably once.
Like I do enjoy having like a small Super Nintendo on my counter.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Moving on with something Nintendo related and Animal Crossing related. Recently, what people are calling Animal Crossing clone, which it kind of is, has released a video trailer online. We'll watch it real quick. People are pretty angry about this trailer. Like right now, it has 27,000 views, and the likes and dislikes are split. So,
sheesh.
So
better than violence.
We'll watch this trailer real quick. And that's that. It's called Hoko Life. It's on Steam. Personally, I don't see why people are so upset.
Yeah, that's
that looks
confusing.
fun as hell.
Like,
yeah,
the way I
looks
see it,
actually really fun.
The way I see it, it's just more Animal Crossing like games for you to be able to play if you like that.
It's an alternative.
Yeah,
it's more of a homage. Actually, I don't see why people are bitching about it.
It's definitely got different stuff in it. I mean, obviously, it does look very similar to Animal Crossing, but if you make an Animal Crossing like game.
Can you make your own shirts in Animal Crossing?
Yeah, you can. Actually.
Yeah, you can.
The only thing you can't
life.
do is I don't think you can garden like that. Like you can plant trees and shit, but you can't garden like that. I don't think you can customize the furniture like they did. Like they put pillows
definitely.
on it.
Like the angle at which you lay them on the couch and stuff. That's definitely not in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, so it's got some cool stuff in it. Like I don't see why people are so upset.
I feel like it's more of just like hardcore Nintendo fans feeling threatened that somebody else wants to do their thing.
Yeah.
You know, on a different platform like PC.
Like, come on now, we need more games out here. Relax.
Yeah.
How do people feel about Temtem?
I feel like it's very mixed.
I feel like people were kind of.
Temtem. I've seen a lot of people played it actually.
I feel like people were like really down for Temtem, which is why I'm kind of confused about this.
I think it's because like people were really pissed off about Sword and Shield and how they had just had probably too high expectations for that game, and so they looked at this alternative and said, "Oh fuck Pokemon, this is about to be the new hotness."
Yeah, as opposed to Animal Crossing, where pretty much every game Animal Crossing has released is pretty good.
And then there's so many like other Pokemon ripoffs. People are probably like, "Oh, okay, here's another one."
I mean, there's still like Animal Crossing like games out there that have Animal Crossing.
Yeah, there's stuff like Stardew Valley and I forget there was another one, but I can't remember what it was called at the moment. Where it's like people people are more positive toward that. I'm just really confused as to why there's such a negative reception toward this
You're gonna
specifically.
ruin Animal Crossing sales with this game.
Yeah, I
Relax.
don't understand. I wonder
It's
if
not that serious.
I wonder if the reception for this game would have been different if we didn't have an Animal Crossing coming like in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, if
Did
we-
they say when
Yeah.
this was releasing?
It's supposed to release this year. I'm looking at its Steam page right now. I'll actually show it on the stream. Here's a Steam page. I added it to my wish list. Like, I mean, it looks like it could be an interesting game.
Yeah.
Being able to mess with your furniture like that seems pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
But
The one I guess gripe I have with this is just the way the characters are designed.
yeah, the characters look kind of weird.
Hmm. But there is one thing this game has over Animal Crossing is they know how to model black people.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, they definitely do. They got that. They got Animal Crossing on that one.
They got the froze.
Yeah.
Your move, Nintendo.
Nintendo sweating. Oh god.
You gave us dreads. Those
Oh,
aren't black
Jesus.
people dreads. Those are Brazilian dreads. You can't fool me.
Nintendo's like, bam, Jerry curls, but you gotta pay $5 for it.
Nintendo fans are weird. Like I said, I feel like if we didn't have an Animal Crossing game coming anytime soon, people would be way more on board with
Yeah.
this.
If any, like either this would go unnoticed, or people would just like be like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah.
Nice. This shall fill the void Animal Crossing left.
Yeah.
So
I really do feel bad. Like, damn, they can't just make their own game.
I'm saying
People really had to hop on this and just dislike bomb it.
dislike it.
I mean, they probably knew what was gonna happen. I'm sure they knew, like,
Yeah.
some people may not
I'm
like
gonna go ahead
this,
and
and
give them
then
this one.
one of them said, "I'm gonna just do it anyway." Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm looking
Fucking
at the
Nintendo,
comments
honestly.
now. You don't know. All right. So, to finish up talking about games, what are you guys' 3 most anticipated games for this year? We'll start with 8-bit.
Let me tell y'all. Well, this isn't really a new game, but it's more of just like a, I guess, re-release of sorts. But I'm really looking forward to Persona 5 Royal, which releases March 31st, and you know, I'm kind of used to this, same song and dance with these expansions, because Persona 4 Golden, they've added new areas, tweaked gameplay mechanics, stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to what they improve from like the vanilla Persona 5.
Right.
Although based on like what I've heard from people that have played the game, it seems like they've kind of taken that, they went an extra mile. Like it's more than just basic stuff like, oh, here's a fancy new area, we tweaked this certain type, but it's like they reworked the dungeons, they've added more personas, um, a very, very interesting addition to the story that I'm looking forward to. There's that, and then there's Animal Crossing, which I'm really looking forward to. I hope to have a better, not better experience, but be better about playing the game, because I was
Yeah.
pretty hooked on New Leaf, and then I just abandoned my town. I haven't touched my New Leaf file in months.
man,
So I was.
Where'd he go? Ah, man.
the crops are
I'm trying
dying.
to I'm trying to think of what else I'm looking forward to this year. I know there was a third game. I can't put my finger on it.
Cyberpunk, Doom. What else is coming out this year? Half-Life, Resident Evil 3 remake, Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Avengers.
I would say the Final Fantasy 7 remake, but there's just something about how the game is just that. I guess the
Episodic.
first, yeah, that just kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Oh, you're right, bro. Thank God for the chat. Freaking SpongeBob
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Battle for Bikini Bottom
Rehydrated,
remake.
the best licensed game in existence.
Yes,
That's
sir.
coming out May, ain't it?
I think
We-
so.
yeah.
Let me see.
Oh,
We
yeah.
get new Destroy All Humans. As
Oh
well.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Game of the Year, baby.
Is that coming out this year?
Destroy All Humans? I think it's supposed to. Let me see. I'll look at my wish list.
God, I completely forgot about SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Destroy All Humans.
I didn't. I
says-
was going to say something too.
Destroy All Humans
That's-
says 2020,
that's one of mine.
and then SpongeBob says, "When I'm ready."
That's funny.
When did Destroy All Humans come out again?
It says It just says 2020.
Ah, okay. So
But that's just
hopefully
on
it doesn't
Steam,
get
so.
delayed.
So those are 8-bit's 3 games. My 3 games. Cyberpunk and Doom Eternal, obviously. My 3rd game, I'm not so sure. I kind of want to just say Animal Crossing because it's about to come out. I'm pretty hyped for Animal Crossing. Mainly because I've been playing it. So I guess those are my three games. What about you, Chris?
So 3 is the SpongeBob game. I'm really excited for that. 2, actually, I wasn't Cyberpunk. I wasn't too excited for it, but now that I've seen more stuff about it, it looks really good. Obviously, Animal Crossing, and the number 1, Avengers, because I need more Avengers in my life.
Yeah.
What about you, Pablo?
And that's it.
3, I have to go Animal Crossing, and like I know it like this is from a game that came out 2018, but like obviously what's in season 2 of Smash for the fighters.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
for the
I'm
DLC.
always gonna be revealed for that. 2 are both the SpongeBob and Destroy All Humans remakes, and then fucking number 1 Cyberpunk. Obviously, that game looks like the greatest game of all time right now.
Cyberpunk about to blow minds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does that? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just gonna say I just want Keanu Reeves to just pat me on the head and say everything's gonna be all right.
I need Keanu to slap me on my ass and go say, "Get him, champ."
Go get him, champ.
We
Right
getting
before you go
fucking
killing.
ASAP Rocky music on
Go
there
get 'em,
too.
champ.
Oh yeah,
Bro, that
Let's go.
soundtrack's about to go
Yeah.
crazy. That
Uh-huh.
soundtrack's about to go crazy.
There's
I
There's
cannot
also
wait
this
for that
weird
fucking game.
anime soccer game coming out that looked pretty interesting.
Oh, that's
yeah.
fuck, I forgot the name of the anime.
But that looks really fun. That actually looks pretty fun.
A good a good soccer game and not boring
Exactly.
as FIFA, and something to hold me over until an improbable Mario Strikers sequel.
Seeing that anime soccer game made me think, why haven't there been more like anime games based off other games like
Sports.
Anime.
yeah, like a sports football game, and then like just like an anime racing game. Like Initial D exists. There's racing.
God, I know there are Initial D arcade
Yeah,
machines.
there's arcade machines, and they're pretty cool. But I don't think there's been anything that's came to console.
Oh, an animated speed racer game would be fun.
Ooh.
That'd be really
go digital on that shit.
really fun. Oh my goodness,
Doing
that'd be
tricks
really
and
fun.
shit, like F-Zero
Exactly,
type
going like
speed.
in the hyper speed type. Oh my goodness.
That would be
Wait a
fire.
minute.
Y'all hear these
There's
ideas?
also
Take them.
there's this boxing anime that's out, and an anime boxing like game would be fun.
Yeah.
Mm.
Other games that are coming out that we haven't said, I'll just name off a few. It's like Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima,
Oh yeah.
the Final Fantasy game, Halo Infinite's supposed to come out this year, Watch Dogs, I think Psychonauts 2 comes out this year.
There's a Watch Dogs game coming out this year.
Yeah, Watch Dogs Legions. It was supposed to come out last year, it got
Oh, wow.
delayed.
With the old lady.
Yeah, the old lady beating ass. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Dying Light was supposed to come out this year, but it's been delayed indefinitely. So,
Oof.
Damn.
Yeesh.
what else? trying to think.
I think there's a My Hero Academia game coming out, but I heard those aren't too good, so we won't worry
Yeah,
about
they're
that.
pretty copy and paste.
Yeah, I've watched it. I've seen the second game storyline, and I feel like I just watched the damn saga.
Oh,
So,
Resident Evil
I'm
3
good.
remake, and then Half-Life Alyx.
Oh,
Those are all
yeah.
I can remember. I could probably
Is
look
the
list, but-
remake of Battletoads coming out this year?
let me see.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's a good question. So I'll definitely get Battletoads.
Let me see. Doesn't look like it has a release date yet. It just says coming soon to Xbox Game Pass.
Okay.
So, that's it. That's about it I had written in my notes. Is there anything else you guys wanna, any random topics or anything you guys wanna talk about before we end off? Could be gaming news, movie news, anime, or whatever. That doesn't matter.
It was just a quick thought of mine, but I recently started One Piece, that bulky journey, and I've been loving
Yeah.
it so far. Uh, oh man, I can see why people love it and why they're pushing, they're pushing the agenda on people.
To watch it.
Yeah,
I would watch
like
One Piece, but it's so fucking long, and I can barely watch these
yeah,
like 10
Yeah.
episode long.
it really is something you gotta like dedicate time to. Like my whole thing is whatever time I would have spent on like watching another show or like playing a game or something, I'll be like, you know what? I'll just spend that time watching One Piece.
Right.
So it's like it's not it's either something you can do on the side and just do whenever, or it's like if you really want to catch up, then you put time into it.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm almost reaching the 200. No, actually, I've reached the 200 episode mark, and I think I picked it back up. I want to say maybe a month or two ago, and that's when and when I stopped was like at episode 50.
And how many episodes are in One Piece right now? Like 800.
Uh, we're way past that now. I can look that up real quick. One Piece is at.
My Discord died. Apologies.
That's all good. Oh yeah, One Piece is. Good lord. Is at 921 episodes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I want to watch One Piece, but that right there, man.
It's so long.
Luckily though, I'm not a fan that's been here since the beginning, so I didn't have to wait for episodes on a weekly basis.
Sheesh.
You know, is there any filler or anything that feels like filler? That joint getting skipped.
Yeah,
Like,
that's how I
bro.
am with Naruto. I'm trying to watch it, but I'm just like, all right, filler, skip.
Yeah. Thank God for the internet. There's like a whole website that tells you which
What's
like
filler,
anime
what's
episodes
not.
are
Yep.
filler or what's canon. And it's like after I finished like the arc that I was just on, there was like a mini arc that was 6 episodes long. I just skipped that shit. I'm already on the next one.
That's funny.
Filler be something else, man.
Yeah.
Like, you could definitely tell when a show is like an episode is filler. Because the
Bro,
animators just do whatever they want to
on
do.
the arc on One Piece that I just finished, so like I guess for the anime, they have to like kind of lead into fillers so that way, you know, they give the manga time to be ahead.
Catch up, yeah.
And so it's like the way it ended was so like the whole arc that I just finished was them basically being on the Sky Island. And so when they're departing, this like octopus balloon
Oh, no.
attaches to their ship, and so they can just float down easily. But the way the anime does it, I don't know how it is in the manga, but the way the anime does it, where they land, is that they first land on this like marine, uh, this marine fortress, and so it's like this whole mini arc is them trying to escape that marine fortress, and so at the end of it, they managed to the reinflate the octopus balloon again, and so you know, none the wiser. If you skip the filler, it would have just looked like they just went from the Sky Island back to the beginning, or immediately to the beginning of the next arc.
That's wild.
It's funny. Like you can tell when they rate shit to be filler.
Yeah. I know with a couple Naruto episodes, especially in Shippuden, a lot of filler episodes will just be like back flashes of when Naruto was a
Backstory.
kid.
Yeah.
I remember it was the one episode on Toonami where they literally had it was Naruto and Sasuke, their hands got glued together by accident, and they were like being chased by bandits. And I shit you not, they accidentally kissed 2 times in that episode. And I was just sitting like, what's going on?
I remember.
And
I
then
remember
the next
during.
episode,
Go ahead.
you see this man Neji die. Next episode, you just see this man Neji die, and I'm like,
Good lord. Yeah. I remember like in Shippuden where there was this whole thing with I think the infinite Tsukiyomi, and then like everyone was in like these cocoons or some shit. Where I was like, oh no, this is gonna lead into so much filler, because it's like once they're captured, it's like, oh, they live out their like dreams and shit. It's like, fuck, we're gonna see
Yeah.
everyone's dreams, aren't we?
you just like, oh, skip. No, thank you.
Like, god damn it.
And doesn't like Naruto Shippuden has like, I know it's nowhere close to One Piece, but don't they have like up to like 500 episodes in Shippuden
Yeah.
alone?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Jesus Christ. Anime and like American cartoons are so like you get way more with anime like episodes wise, but it's just when they do filler like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
My Hero has had a couple fillers that they're at least entertaining, but it's, again you're just like, I know this is filler. Come on.
They're not gonna mention this ever again, so why am I watching
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, they literally had one with a crew like they were trying to stop a bank robbery, and it turned out to be one of the teachers. And then the teacher, I guess, got like married at the end of the episode. I'm just like, what's happening? So yeah, sometimes the filler is funny, but most of the time it's just like, and don't get me started on the anime movies.
And here's this new technique that you learned. Now you're never gonna use it ever again.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice power you got.
But then again, it also is.
Here's this power
Did
you
you guys-
earned in this movie, and then you lose it immediately after.
That's what happened in the My Hero Academia movie. This man Midoriya got like a thing to help control his powers, and he got shattered at the end of the
That's
movie.
funny. God.
Ah, anime.
Alright. Anybody else got any mini topics or something they want to?
Should we talk about how much of a train wreck Google Stadia was?
Oh yeah, Google Stadia. The Google Stadia is a failure.
What is that?
Apparently
Oh,
they're
word.
apparently they're gonna release a free version of it now. That's how
Ooh,
bad of a failure it was.
Fuck that.
Ouch. You never want to hear that about a
Yeah.
console competitor.
You know it's bad when you gotta release a free version.
You know it's
Google
bad
has their
when-
own station. I mean, PlayStation, like game system.
It's a
Yeah.
streaming service. The only thing you
Oh
have is the controller.
no! Oh no!
They said that like if you have like a 35 megabits down internet, you can stream games in 4K, and it didn't even work when it launched.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
I mean,
Google sitting there.
Is anybody really surprised though? I think we all figured Stadia was gonna be a failure.
yeah. No
Everybody
shit.
knew Stadia was gonna be a failure except Google for some reason. All that
Mhm.
research and data they got.
Just
Yeah,
like,
this one right
Only-
here. This one here is gonna do it. Mixer, Twitch, home, launch it.
Only to release the Oya 2.
Right.
Oh, ugh.
You hate to see it, but not really.
You hate to see it, Phil.
yeah.
People are. I feel like the
Man,
video game market is too tight. To
I'm trying to get my Soldier Boy still.
he still ain't send you that bitch. That's crazy.
Thanks for my
Spent
money.
800 I spent 800 on that bit.
He used your money.
About four of them.
He used your money to post
All
bail,
them,
bro. You
all
not
them
getting
Google
that back.
Stadia ads during the Game Awards for what?
I'm saying. Did absolutely nothing. I can't believe it. Well, I mean, I can, but
It's still fucking hilarious.
it is.
Google Stadia again.
Lucky for Google, they also have a unlimited amount of money, so
Yeah.
they'll be fine.
Right.
Oh, the streaming service we didn't work.
I wonder how
Wait a
long they're
minute.
gonna give it
We're
until they
rich.
give up on it, though.
Yeah.
I give it about 11 minutes.
I feel like they'll give up on it
Soon as
this year if it doesn't.
As soon as the
if you-
podcast is over, this just in. Google gives
Yeah.
up.
I feel like they're gonna see that jump in activity when that free version launches, and then after that, it's just gonna die, and they're gonna be like, "Whoa,
Hmm. Waiting for that headline that just reads Google Stadia server shutting down.
3 months after it releases.
Oh man. All right. Anything else anybody want to talk about, or is that it?
I got nothing.
Yeah, neither do I. I think that's it.
I
though.
think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it for the news. Unless unless there's any movies coming out that we ain't talked about yet.
Oh,
Well, Sonic's coming out Friday.
I forgot to talk about.
Yes,
I forgot
sir.
to ask what
Yeah.
movie you guys are looking forward to. Yeah, Sonic. Sonic, of course. If
Gotta
only
see Sonic, but of course,
It's crazy to reflect on how my attitude about the Sonic movie has just shifted. Like
I still want to
straight,
see the direct. I still want to see that first version.
yeah, there's gotta be, there's gotta be concept art, some animatics,
it's
some
gotta
early
be out
visions of the CG of that first version of Sonic out there.
I'm trying to see the whole movie as that Sonic. You know it's out there.
And give us the first cut.
you know,
Give us the Sonic cut.
my only regret with the Sonic movie is I'm not a virgin, so I can't lose my virginity in the Sonic movie.
Oof.
Exactly.
That's an L on my part. I should have waited.
God, for like from the first trailer, I was like, this is gonna be so shit. And then like watching the interviews, looking at the trailers and stuff, it's like I'm genuinely excited about this movie now.
The fact that Jim Carrey is riding so hard for this movie and is like, I really do want to play Eggman again, gives me a lot of hope for this movie because he don't like to be playing characters again. So
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we haven't gotten our Grinch 2 yet.
And I know, like I can tell James Marsden, like he been in too many of these movies with like CG animal buddies.
CG
where
buddies.
I've seen like interviews for like those old movies where he's like he just looks dead inside, but here he seemed pretty enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, who
I'm excited for Sonic. I'm
Honestly-
definitely excited for Sonic.
honestly, Sonic doesn't even compare to those other characters he's been with. Like Sonic is so
Definitely.
different, says so much more
Mhm.
energy and character
Mhm.
as opposed to
Right,
random
they have-
bunny nigga.
Yeah, like they have the character already made for them. They just need to not fuck it up.
Exactly.
You're right.
I'm really looking forward to it.
They
And
almost
then,
did.
And then you know me, I am a connoisseur of the arts. So Fast and the Furious 9. Ooh.
About the
Yeah.
with John Cena playing Dom's
Ooh,
brother.
Dom's brother.
yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's sad you
It's the
gotta
way-
watch.
Han is back. Han is back. Let's go.
Is The Rock in this one?
I don't think The Rock's
I
gonna.
don't-
be
Tyrese
in
was
it.
not about to let that man rock nowhere near him.
Judge me how you will, but I may have popped off when I saw Han in that trailer.
It's bad. The only way you can see a John Cena heel turn is watching him in the movie.
Man,
Hey,
I
you know-
laughed so damn hard
So
when that
so
car
before
got
we,
Spider-Man.
so real quick, predictions for this movie right now. Do we think that John Cena is gonna become one of the good guys, or is he gonna die at the end?
He's gonna become
I-
one of the good guys.
I
I
think he's
feel
gonna
like
die,
Fast
but
and
he's
the
taking
Furi-
Dom with him.
Fast and the Furious is literally an anime, bro. You beat somebody ass and then they become your friend.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Rock was like the villain in like what, the fifth one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't the villain, but he was like the cop.
He was-
That was yeah, the villain.
He's not a bad guy, but he's an antagonist.
And then you got God, what was his name? Shaw.
Shaw,
Jason
yeah.
Statham.
Shaw.
Who is actually a
What?
bad guy and then is still
Yeah.
friends with them now.
Didn't he kill Han?
Yes, well, not anymore. He didn't.
Well, see, I
But
feel
look,
like-
here's the
I
thing
feel
about
like what
that. If you
happens-
don't see a dead body on the ground, they didn't die.
Yeah.
So Han was
See-
never really dead if we want to keep it a brick.
So I was thinking like a man, like I don't think Han, like maybe because he saw how like Han's like maybe defenseless or something, he was like, I won't kill you, mate. But then I remember at the beginning of that movie, the man literally like damn near like tore down a whole hospital. So he doesn't care about innocent
Hey.
people, clearly.
To be fair, he wasn't
That man
intentional.
and That man annihilated that. That man went full Thanos on that hospital.
Hey, he's a bad guy, but that doesn't mean he's bad
Me,
guy.
hey.
That guy.
Wait, Hollis comes to the thing. Vin Diesel, how are you alive? Shaw comes, I am bad guy, but this does not mean I am bad guy. He just has a long pause.
I love the Fast and
You
the
gonna
Furious
say
series.
guy?
The Fast and the Furious series is the greatest.
I'm really just. I know it
It's
was
such
a
a-
joke that they would go to space, but I'm honestly, it's
It's
kind of
coming. You know it's coming.
it's scary how close it feels like that's gonna become a reality.
The fact
Didn't
that
I'm just waiting
there's
for a two-parter.
the fact that there's
Didn't
still
Pennywise do
some.
one?
Wait, say that
Oh,
again.
Anyway,
Yeah, wasn't there a Pennywise one, like where he was in space and shit like that?
a Pennywise.
mean?
What? Oh,
Like
you mean the
kids?
clowns in space?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't it related, but it was definitely a movie. Which they're thinking about making that into a movie too. That's the crazy part.
Please no.
Like a remake?
Yeah, a remake of that Clowns in Space.
Killer.
Hey,
Clowns.
let him
That movie
let
was
him do it. Hollywood
crazy.
needs to make more risk.
Yeah,
Let him do it.
A more random
Watch it.
ass movie.
I need to see the comeback of B movies.
Exactly. Give me a Men in Black Ghostbusters crossover movie.
That would be pretty clean, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The new
Interdimensional
Ghostbusters
space
movie.
ghost.
What happened to the Men in
Oh,
Black
yeah, that was
21
good.
Jump Street movie?
That
Is that
joint
dead?
got canceled.
Oof.
Oh,
Oh.
Cause I guess Men in Black 3, I guess quote unquote
Didn't do good.
flopped, even though I really liked it.
I heard it flopped as well.
And then 22 Jump Street did not do that well, so they were like, well, there go our two best titles.
damn.
That Ghostbuster movie does look good though.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
I feel that's like the family of God, what was his name?
Bill Murray's character.
No. I think that's
Ah.
like the granddaughter of like the dude with the glasses. His
I know
name
you're talking
started with an S. Spanks.
Fuck.
Spangler? Hold on.
That
I am not
I
the.
think you might be right with Spangler. That sounds close.
Egon Spangler. Yes,
Yep,
sir.
you're right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like the trailer hinted that like those were his grandchildren.
Grandkids,
Yeah.
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 It's gonna be.
And it's
interesting.
like it's like in a small town in the country, so it's really interesting to see how they play with that setting.
Yeah.
Cause the kid who plays Mike in Stranger Things is in that movie, right?
Yeah.
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 Finn
That kid
Wolfhard.
likes playing. That kid
Yeah.
clearly likes playing like horror stuff. Cause he's in this one movie called I think The Turning, which
Yeah.
it's funny because the Morgan Stark is in that as well, and he had an interview with her. They were standing next to each other, and he was like, "Oh, you know, like One Direction," and she's like, "I don't." You don't know one. You don't know. He was like, "Oh, okay, you're two." He's like, "You don't know who One Direction is?" Wait a minute. She's like, "No." He's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ." He just had that look of shit. I'm getting old.
One Direction.
But no, that looks. I think we need more crossover movies. Like I was legit thinking at work like a Men in Black Ghostbusters movie would be really cool.
I'm telling you, the world will implode once we get that DC Marvel crossover movie.
Bro, do you know how much money that would make?
Disney's got the money. So does Warner.
I'm telling you,
They just throw both of their money in a pile.
right.
Once you just
Marvel,
get the,
Disney,
once you just get the same people that
Disney
directed
just needs to
Batman
go to,
vs Superman.
Okay, but let's
Disney
not
just
do
needs to
that.
go to
though.
Warner Brothers and be like, look. Disney just comes. Come in, look. Listen to me. Come here for a second. Let me talk to you in your ear. I need you to get Henry Cavill in here, right? All right. I need you to get who's your boy now?
Who's your
Ben?
boy now?
No, we fired Ben. Right. Who is it? Robert. Get Robert in here. Yes. Get Gal Gadot. Get Miller, whatever his name is. Hell, get
Miller.
Joaquin at this point. Get Joaquin. Chris, come in here. All three Chris's come in here. Come in. Tom! Benedict! Get in here! He pushes them on the ground. Do something with this. Warner Brothers, y'all ain't damn done Disney. You ain't had to push them. Man, I would love to see a spider like you could even start with like a Spider-Man. You could just make it a small thing. Y'all said the universe is expanding. Do something with it. A Fast and Furious Transformers movie. Let's get it.
That would be pretty
So
clean,
many
honestly.
so many possibilities. Like Bumblebee
there would be a-
transforms, catches Vin Diesel in the air, and like transforms
Yeah.
back into a car.
We need Shia LaBeouf back though.
Put Shia LaBeouf in.
You might
yeah.
as well. Shia LaBeouf just screaming.
Bring him back into the continuity.
Yes, let's go.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Let's see. What else can we? There's so much you can do. What else can we? Hell, put Hans in
that Smash Bros.
put
movie,
Hans
bro.
in.
We already got
something.
Sonic.
Yeah, the
Got
Smash
Detective
Brothers cinematic.
Pikachu.
We're getting that Mario Brothers
That Mario
movie.
movie's coming. Hey, look. Smash
Detective
Bros. Cinematic
Pikachu?
Universe.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Detective Pikachu 2.
Let's get it.
Sakurai with an eye patch, just like approaching all these.
How
They get the
interesting.
fucking Smash letter at the end of every movie. It's
Yeah.
just in the after credit.
Imagine just at the end of Sonic, you just hear a doo 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 doo.
Oh man.
I feel like they gotta add some type of Smash Bros. Well, they ain't got to. They ain't gotta do nothing. But
That'd be cool if there was a Smash Bros.
I would-
reference in the Sonic movie.
like these companies, they need to just like don't get me wrong, I love my Marvel movies, but it's gonna get to a point where I'm just like, okay, that DC Marvel crossover, it's gotta happen eventually. Hell, make a TMNT Power Rangers movie. It's already in the comics.
TMNT
Let's get it in.
Batman movie too.
They made a crossover episode with that weird like live action Ninja Turtle show where they had like
Yeah, they
the
did.
turtle with titties.
Oh,
Turtle
dude.
with titties. I can't remember.
Hey,
what
they
her
got
name
that.
is.
That Scooby Doo movie is gonna be a crossover with all the other Hannibal
and,
Barbera characters.
I thought he was about to say Hannibal Lecter. Yeah.
I was about to. Speaking of crossovers, what is Sony doing with this whole Venomverse thing?
Who knows, man?
I don't know what they're doing.
I think
No,
Tom
did they
Holland threw the plans
confirm?
out the window.
Did they confirm that they were still gonna like cross over with Tom Holland Spider-Man?
Well, the thing is, they said Tom Holland Spider-Man is gonna be in it, but it may not be ours. Like it's gonna be a different version of Spider-Man. I guess. But, and then in the Morbius trailer, it's weird because Vulture is in the trailer. The thing says murderer,
Yeah.
but it's Tobey Maguire's suit. And then a recent set photo from Venom 2 came out,
What
and
the
on the
fuck?
on the bus, it's a Daily Bugle like article, and it says "Where's Spider-Man?"
What
So
the fuck?
I don't know
What is
what's going on.
over there, man? What the fuck is
And
happening?
I don't know. It recently came out though that Kevin Feige, I guess Kevin Feige worked on the old X-Men movies, and he kind of worked in all three of the Spider-Man original movies.
Oh, really?
So so his plan is there's a deleted scene. Like you remember the first Iron Man when Nick Fury comes out
Yeah.
at the end? The original after credit for that, Nick Fury was gonna say, if radioactive bug bites and assorted mutants weren't enough, now I got a playboy billionaire who doesn't want to share his toy. So he wanted to put Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in the MCU from the very beginning because Sony was still like, no, they couldn't do it. And then of course Fox wasn't playing nice either, so he had to scrap that whole after credit. So he wanted to have Hugh Jackman and Toby in the MCU from the beginning, but
Imagine.
Oh man.
Imagine if Wolverine was in the MCU from the beginning. I feel like we would still have
Imagine-
Hugh Jackman as Wolverine if that happened. He wouldn't. I don't think he would have.
He said if they ever if X-Men ever comes in the MCU, he'll be back in it.
You better.
Where you at, Hugh?
Man,
I don't see
wish
anyone else.
Boy, governor, I need you to be in this movie series. That's how Australia sounds, right?
Oh no, that's
Oh,
Tristan.
No. Oi mate, I don't want to be in any more Marvel movies. You got your suit? Crikey! I'm sorry, Hugh, if you're listening. I didn't mean it.
All right. Well,
I'll-
I think that's it. Anybody else got anything else?
I think that might be it.
Yeah,
I know ain't nothing about Star Wars. I think Star Wars is taking a break.
yeah,
Thank
Star
God.
Wars is taking a break, like a
Good.
2-year
Thank God.
break.
Oh,
They
When
need a
Star Wars
break
comes
at this
back,
point.
it better be like all original shit. Don't bring anybody back. Bring no one back. Let's just have an original story.
I'm saying, bro,
Right.
I'm sick of the name Skywalker at this point.
There-
I didn't think I
there's-
would be, but I'm
Legit,
very
the
sick
only
of it.
new Star Wars related thing I liked was fucking what was that filler movie
Rogue
where they had to
One.
like
Rogue One.
yeah, Rogue One. I liked that movie a lot.
Yeah, Rogue One.
That's
hit.
probably my favorite Star Wars movie,
Same,
and it's still
honestly.
it has my favorite droid and my favorite Darth Vader scene.
That Darth Vader
Oh,
scene is
yeah.
so clean at the end.
And it came out like a phantom.
Yeah, we just that's the problem with Star Wars. They want to say they want to stay so close to the original source material. Like
Yeah.
the Star Wars universe could be so cool. Like branch out.
They have
do
so much
something
good
new.
lore to work with.
Exactly.
They do, and
Like,
Fallen
Star
Order is a
Wars-
good example of that.
Star Wars suffers from the big but small syndrome, like where the world is so big but they only focus on 3 planets and 20 characters all the time.
Yeah, like some of the planets that you visit in Star Wars is actually a very terrifying universe. Some of the things you fight in Fallen Order, some of the things that sneak up behind you, and the creatures that are in this game, the hell spawns. I'm telling you,
Alright.
they just got. I feel like they got to get somebody who Disney needs to take more chances. Honestly,
They need to get a Kevin Feige on their belt, but for Star Wars, so somebody can organize everything. Because that's the problem with with that trilogy is nobody was talking to anybody. Nothing was consistent.
Kevin Feige is actually supposed to be working on a Star Wars movie.
You need to be You need to
or
be
so-
overseeing everything and organizing it.
That
so that
man- That man cannot do he has no more room on his plate. Like that, that man.
I don't know what they're gonna do when he
Like, they
decides to retire.
They let that. They let him dictate all of Marvel. Like he has says he has say what happens in the comics now.
Oh, really? Even in the comics, they're keeping that shit
comics-
organized. Everything's about to
Com-
flow so
yeah,
smoothly.
The comics, the TV shows, everything. Nothing gets passed unless Kevin Feige says
You
so.
know he be having
Which,
Marvel themed nightmares every night.
Ah!
He wakes up screaming, "Spider-Man!"
Every nightmare is just a new sequence in the Doctor Strange movie.
his wife, honey, are you okay? It's just.
I saw Andrew
Squirrel
Garfield
Girl.
again.
Squirrel Girl.
They want me to put her in. They want me to put her in. I don't know how.
Baby screamed the next day. Baby, what's wrong? Nicholas Cage is Ghost Rider. Scared the shit out of me. They want Nicholas back. I don't know what to do.
They want Nicholas back.
Damn right we do.
Baby, calm down. I don't know where Tobey Maguire is. How can I hire him if I don't know where he is? I can't find Toby or Andrew. Do you understand me?
Ben Affleck, Daredevil.
What is Tobey Maguire up to right now? What's his most recent movie? I'm about to look that up. What has he been up to?
They want Danny Glover to play Miles Morales, but he's too old. I can't do it.
He's 30-something years old. Miles Morales is like 15. What am I supposed to do?
Baby, calm down. I'm not gonna calm down.
I have no intentions of calming down. This man killed my uncle, and he's still out there. Oh, God damn it.
Actually, this mention of Spider-Man made me remember there was a release date revealed for Spider-Verse 2, wasn't there?
Yeah.
April, on my birthday, April 2022.
Jesus, 2022. Niggas really gotta stay alive for another 3 years.
For fuck. God
Hey,
damn
look.
it.
Hey, look,
I guess I'll stay alive until
they said y'all want the animation to be just as good as the first one? Relax.
Yo, better wait on it.
Exactly.
Damn.
Don't do anything stupid while we're gone.
Exactly.
I'm really excited for that. They're
Wait. Tobey Maguire's last film was The Boss Baby.
Oh yes!
He was adult
Yes,
Tim and he
played-
was the narrator. What the
no
fuck?
way.
Yes.
No way.
He was in the Boss Baby. Yes, he was.
He's the adult main character and he's the narrator.
Holy
what
shit.
the fuck? Shit, I might have to
think
watch
he's-
Boss Baby now. That's crazy.
I'm
Chris, how
telling
have you never noticed that that man was in Boss Baby?
No, I knew he was in Boss Baby. I just forgot that he was in Boss Baby.
Holy shit.
Because I remember when I saw it, I was like, I reckon.
Movie.
That's his last movie,
I know
2017.
I know he does. I know he like kind of directs stuff. I think he kind of does like small plays now, but I don't know, Toby. You see, Toby is online. He has to see that Sam Raimi's in the MCU. He's waiting for the call.
He's waiting for it.
He's at his
He's
phone.
just sitting at his phone
finally
with the
shaking.
Spider-Man mask on.
Hello? Hello? Toby, this is your mother. Click.
Bitch, you're holding up the line!
Bro, the second Tobey Maguire gets in the MCU, I'm gonna cry. If they do a live action Spider-Verse movie, I need Andrew, Toby, and Tom to be the main 3 stars.
And keep Miles animated.
That'd be great.
Wait a minute.
I still wonder
Might
what's
as
gonna
well.
become of Miles in the MCU, because Donald Glover was his.
I mean, he's
his
definitely
uncle.
definitely in there.
So I wonder when he's gonna pop up.
I'm thinking.
I wonder if he got snapped away too. Did they ever say if his
No, they never said Miles got snapped away. Marvel said we can't tell you every character that got snapped away, brother.
That
I want a
fan
full list,
comic.
a full
That
Google
fan
Doc.
comic still hurts.
I want a full
They
Google
did
Doc
say-
of every character they fucking banished. Everyone.
They did say God, do you guys remember those short Thor things where he had a roommate?
Yeah.
Did you guys see those?
Yeah, I've seen
Daryl. Daryl faded away apparently.
No.
Not Daryl.
Daryl, I guess.
No wonder Thor was in shambles.
Yeah.
All his
Oh,
friends
Thor.
fucking died.
Literally all his friends.
Imagine-
Poor Thor, man.
Imagine
Thor's got it
Imagine
rough.
Thor coming to Earth, thinking like, "Fuck, Loki died. My mother died. No, my brother got his neck snapped. Hamdar got stabbed. My mother got stabbed. My father faded to dust. I don't know where my sister is. Didn't get to know her. Fuck it, I'm gonna go see Daryl."
He gets there, there's just a pile of dust on the ground.
Fuck! No! His hammer got destroyed.
Damn, they've been shitting on Thor, bro. Thor has had it rough.
His hammer, bro. Like people are like, "Why they make Stewart so depressed? What do you think?
Yeah,
That
it's
man's
like-
lost
Like,
everything.
Jesus Christ.
Why is Stewart?
Literally
Why is Stewart
everything.
fat? Why is
He lost his
depressed? And then-
home. All his relatives are dead. His best friend
Exactly.
dead.
His
roommate
people.
dead.
You know,
He did
Half
kill
of his
Thanos.
people are dead. Like 2/4 of his people died. Like
I was about to say, you know what's crazy about Thanos? And like he killed half the like they got all the people on the ship at the end of Thor Ragnarok. First of all, Thor didn't get a break because apparently the thing took place within 4 hours between that whole situation. So Thanos comes on the ship, kills half the people on that ship, and then when he snaps, another half of that goes away. Only a small chunk of his people are left.
yeah, honestly, because he snapped already what was half of the people, so it's like probably a quarter
Yeah.
of his people left.
I mean, half of that quarter is back now, but still. And another thing, you know how people's just like randomly snapped back, like
Yeah.
where they were. Imagine people on planes, like all the way up.
Oh,
I need
no.
I need that to be one of the Marvel what if.
One of those
Just a compilation of like the situations people were put in after they got
after they got snapped.
revived.
That would be a good show.
Yeah.
Like they could just do a whole show on that.
Right.
Everyone gets snapped back
Imagine you
on
being
plane.
butt naked and
There's,
you
like,
just
whole-
appear.
But
back.
naked
There's
appear
gonna be
into
a
your
whole lore
bedroom.
behind it where it's like the date or the date you got snapped is like on your government documents now. Like you got your date
Oh
on
wow,
birth
that'd be
and shit.
crazy,
In date of snap.
bro.
Imagine you was
the MCD
like, banging your girlfriend as you got snapped. You reappear, but she banging somebody else, and you just in between them in the same bed. You just reappear.
You're about to bust, then you get snapped, and then you come
Just get
back.
nut on
and
your
then
face.
fucking
And you come
finish.
back and just nut.
Come on, man.
Just on some random person that has now moved into your apartment. Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
Oh my god. Which is crazy. Which is also crazy because imagine. I know within the 5 years it probably wouldn't happen, but imagine you're in prison, and you just come back and that prison is just closed. Like the
Oh,
prison is
no.
just abandoned. So you're just in there now.
That's funny.
I wonder if the Avengers
They
had
should make a
contention.
show
Like
on the
if
snap. They should.
they should. I don't like that they call it the blip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care for
I,
that.
is that like even like government people say that shit, or was that just a thing
That
that
was just the high schoolers. I think that was the
Yeah.
high schoolers.
I feel like
calling
there's
it
probably like a more general term they use, like
Yeah, I think there is something. Could they call it? Don't they call it like the decimation or something?
Oh yeah, that's what they did call it.
Let me see. What was the
Imagine.
snap called in Endgame?
like I just love how Homecoming just put that thought out there. Like people are literally just in this awkward situation now, where it's like,
Yeah, it's
oh,
called the
your younger
decimation.
brother is now your older brother.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta redo
I didn't
all that year of
understand.
school you missed because you
Oh
Right.
looked
no.
away midway.
Wait a minute. It still confuses me how that one Asian kid aged in the snap. I
What
don't
do
think
you
you
mean?
were supposed to age.
He
That
wasn't.
remember that Asian kid
He
that
wasn't
liked
snapped.
MJ? Yeah,
He wasn't snapped.
he wasn't.
No, he wasn't snapped.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was the thing is that he wasn't snapped, and now he's in their class.
Oh, now he. Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. And now he's their age. Yep. Never mind.
Yeah.
Apparently, the whole all of Peter's friends got snapped.
Mhm.
MJ, Ned.
How convenient.
Exactly. Right. How convenient. MJ got snapped.
How convenient.
Yeah, she did
And
snap. She,
How convenient that literally all the cast of Homecoming got snapped, so they didn't have
Exactly.
to look any different.
Peter talking to Ned. Thank God you got snapped, Ned, or else you'd be older than me. Tom Holland looks dead at the camera. Tom, stop looking at the fucking camera. Right, sorry.
Alright, well.
Imagine coming back and then you see on the news Tony Stark dies. And you're like, oh,
What's going on? What happened?
Tom, what's going on? You just see a video of Cap. What the hell? Hey, what happened to Cap? Are the Avengers still a thing?
what the fuck happened to Hulk?
The library about to be
What is-
full.
Why is Hulk
The
wearing a
library
shirt?
about to be full.
Yeah, everyone doing the research, trying to figure out what happened.
Apparently it's big nigga season with Thor. What's going on?
Oh man. Alright, well,
Ah,
I think that'll do it for this podcast. It was a good podcast. I don't know when the next one will be. It all depends on when we get information and shit. Hopefully we'll get a
we will
direct
do the
season.
Sonic review.
Oh yeah, we'll do a Sonic review eventually when after Sonic comes out.
The Sonic review and what you did after the Sonic movie. You know what I'm saying?
Alright.
I'm gonna go first.
But now we're just gonna go through the list of everybody. They'll plug whatever they want to plug. So 8-bit, you first.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at 8bitron and same username on Twitch, 8bitron. Since I'm back in school and all that shit, I don't stream as often, but I try to fit time in there. You can usually find me streaming any day on the weekend, and that's pretty much it.
Me, you're already on my channel, obviously. YouTube, I mean not YouTube. Twitter is Fleeticus. All my shit is pretty much underneath the stream, so you could just go there. Chris.
Son of a Shepherd, I be in here sometimes. If you've seen the Rocket Power videos, you know. Watch them on YouTube, they're funny. I'll be in here sometimes.
Pablo.
I got a Twitter, Pablo Dejander, obviously, and I kind of have a YouTube channel, but like I only upload when I get material. So like, you can just follow me on Twitter. I'll put the YouTube videos on there,
All right.
so you can just subscribe through that way.
There you go.
There
Discord
it is.
server. I think the Discord is down below too. So,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
And also, if you missed this podcast or any parts of it, it'll be up on YouTube probably by tomorrow morning or maybe even later tonight. So,
Yep. Put it
Thanks
on
you
in
guys for
background. Listen
watching.
to our smooth voices.
we'll catch y'all later in the next one. Peace. I'm a host, Dom.
Laters.
Let's get it.
Bon voyage.
Let's go. Good podcast. guys.